Well, welcome back to another episode of When It Rains, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
I'm Johnny Maserati.
And boy, am I born to lose. I'll tell you, John, tried to go out, tried to have some fun, you know. Went to the strip club last night for the first time since the pandemic hit. Apparently, pussy is essential again. But it was a nightmare. Like, socially distanced titty bars are strange. You know, it's like the rules. The rules make about the same amount of sense as restaurants, but they're definitely there. They're definitely being enforced. You know, which is very cool. I like to see people stay healthy and shake ass. You know, but gotta say. The East Side, the East Side strippers ain't Vegas strippers. You know what I'm saying? This is Naptown's finest. I don't think it stands up on a national scale.
Near East Side.
Near East Side, man.
Yeah,
I got in there. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I got in there around 5:30 in the afternoon, 6 o'clock, and it was me and one other guy at the bar, and the bartender, and then 3 pregnant women taking turns working the pole. And I was just like, but you know how it's like dark in strip clubs and there's like smoke and stuff, and I understand that strippers have been known to wear clothes that kind of hide their imperfections. But you can't hide that baby bump. Okay? So, like, a couple hours go by and some more girls show up that are not with child.
5:30 is probably not their peak time, so.
I agreed, and I wasn't expecting it to be, like, the day shift to be, you know, the cream of the crop, but after a while I was like, hold on, are some of the new people that are coming in here pregnant too? Like, it was like a maternity ward in this fucking strip club, dude.
You go at that time and it's probably like the cleaning lady, like, finishes cleaning up before they open and then just jumps up on stage.
Yeah. The cleaning lady, Esmeralda, I believe was her name. She worked the pole. But so I you know, I'm talking with one of the girls that is, you know, just her. She's not carrying a baby in her gut, you know. I talked to one of the girls and I was like, boy, a lot of pregnant chicks in here. And she was like, yeah, the guys love it. And I was like, what? She's like, oh yeah.
Some of them probably do.
But I know that you're supposed to exercise when you're pregnant, and we're talking second trimester pregnancies here. This is not like, oh, girl put on a little extra weight during the lockdown. No, this is full blown. You can tell. Pregnant women are the only women that are fat like that. You know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, they really like it. And I was like, but is it good for the child to, like, I don't know, because they were getting it, like, fucking whipping around the pool, fucking lots of twerking, you know? The twerk is like the new, you don't have to learn how to dance to be a dancer. I wonder if all that ass shaking is good to be jostling the baby around in there.
Probably causes some of the same issues as, like, incest.
Yeah. Or fetal alcohol syndrome, which all those kids are going to have because they were all drinking.
Their kids aren't going to be right. And they probably wouldn't have been even if they took time off of stripping.
Yeah, it's true. They're probably fucked from jump.
Probably doomed.
Well, to conclude the fucking socially distanced titty bar massacre, I woke up this morning phoneless. I lost my phone. somewhere along the way. And my debit card's frozen. Because they had accidentally charged my card something and then returned it, and that set off a fraud alert. And even after I called the bank, which I do owe an apology to the Chase Bank customer service representative that I spoke with last night around 10 o'clock, because I was on one, and when you said I need to transfer you to the fraud department, I said, "You calling me a liar?" Which I understand.
That's not going to get you anywhere.
No, it wasn't. It really didn't. It didn't get me. It got my card froze. Is what it did. It got me stranded and pretty much. It's hard to claim destitution when you have a pocket full of cash, but still, I was kind of fucked, and I really shouldn't have. I shouldn't have taken that tone. Or called him a motherfucker, or a piece of shit, or any of the other things that I probably said after he accused me of trying to commit credit card fraud by it had a charge returned, but they were not going to make the funds available, and he's like, "No, only fraud can handle this."
How'd you call?
I called the customer service line on the back of the card.
From what?
Well, this is obviously before I lost my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I managed to lose my phone after I found out that
you called the customer service line from the strip club?
Yeah.
When you already had cash and the fees on the ATM machine in there are probably like $10.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get more cash.
Oh, God.
I mean, I was going hard in the paint.
Take my advice, dude. Keep spending your money on cheap jewelry and new shirts.
This is not cheap jewelry, bro. This is 14 karat gold, bro. And my new Timex, tell me that's not beautiful. Look at that. Lights up.
Did you get it out of a claw machine?
No, I got it off of a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
He's
heroin addict?
Actually recovered.
Okay. I wasn't too far off.
I don't think that was his particular opioid of choice, but
okay.
Recovered.
Oxys.
Yeah. Probably more of that oxymorphine, Percocet, Demerol.
Yeah. I haven't been to a strip club in probably 16 years.
They haven't changed.
One of the last times I went, I was at the same one you lost your phone at. It's a bunch of coworkers. I was like 21. Not just turned 21, but 21. But a bunch of coworkers went there, and before we even went, I drank like 3/4 of a fifth of vodka.
Yeah, well, that's
because I didn't want to pay a bunch for drinks at the club.
Through the roof, almost $10 a piece.
But I ended up getting kicked out and probably almost arrested. But like, I guess I jumped on stage at one point on one of the side stages or something. Then.
You have a habit of jumping on stage.
Yeah, every time I'm at a show of any kind and I get wasted, I always want to climb on stage. It's a performer in me. But so then I guess I also grabbed a beer from an off-duty police officer and proceeded to pour it on one of the strippers like I was in a rap video or something. Shit. But I didn't get arrested.
You were just thrown out?
Yeah, he wanted to go back in and have fun, so he didn't want to have to call out his buddies, do the paperwork.
Yo, and I lost a pack of cigarettes with 3 joints in that motherfucker. I mean, I was just the losingest motherfucker of all time last night.
Yeah, strip clubs are no good. Wasted time and money.
Well, I mean, I made some. It's nice to meet performers, you know, as a performer, and as a comedian. I mean, I am in adult entertainment, so it's like there is kind of a kinship between comedians and strippers, and really there's a kinship between the desperately lonely and strippers. So naturally,
and there's
comedians.
a kinship between people that have bellies.
Yeah.
Yours
Yeah.
isn't pregnant, but
No.
you
it's
still
not.
can
I'm pregnant with a bucket of mayonnaise.
empathize.
Yeah. Also, I got negged by one of these pregnant strippers, dude. Like, I gotta say, like, ratchet ass strippers don't know how to talk to people. You know, they just kind of roast you.
What's negged?
Negged is when somebody says something negative to you, like insulted.
Don't be using that woke culture talk around me, dude.
It's not a woke culture thing. It's a
Say roasted.
roast.
She roasted me.
Yeah.
We don't say
The first thing,
actually bleep out negged.
if we could throw in a couple of yeah-hoes on the neg there, we'd really appreciate that, Noah. But what's going on here with she? Okay, so I'm up there. I'm giving her money, you know, to feed the child that's in her belly. You know, I'm
Yeah, she's not a
participating in
very
her
good
come up.
salesman.
And what she says to me, and she goes, "Hey, later you might want to dance. I'd like that. I like guys with big bellies, but I'm weird like that." And I'm like, "What? Weird like that? You to imply that you would like me is to be weird?" Great. Thanks a lot. I mean, really making me feel super sexy.
Yeah. She needs to take a few classes.
Yeah. Night school.
Yeah.
Get that GED. Get a better job.
Somebody's going to stop tipping once you start saying shit like that.
Oh, I met this one chick. She was dope as hell. Used to be a server at a steakhouse downtown. And she was like, yeah, really, it was the only job in the service industry that paid more than the one I had. So I started dancing. And I was like, wow, that's really like business minded, you know? Like she's going to be a successful person. You know, she's a climber. I mean,
long as she
literally, she
pays her
could climb
bills.
all the way to the ceiling on the pole. And
No, what
then-
the problem is it's a limited lifespan of a career, just like professional sports. Like
Yeah.
that.
you kind of gotta cash in while you're doing
How
it.
many pro athletes do you know that play like 10 years? They're I'm cool. All stars, whatever. But they end up going broke. Like they had a 30 for 30 about just this on ESPN, just pro athletes that just go broke because they blow their money, but they got a limited lifespan. They can't be a pro athlete till their 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You know, once you hit 30, you start slowing down. But same thing with strippers. Like, you can't strip until you're fucking 60, 70 years old. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
and they don't make near as much as pro athletes. So they might be making enough to pay their bills and have a nice car right now, but it ain't going to last forever.
It's probably where the whole idea of working your way through school came from. Like, hey, do this while you're and make some money so that you can get some kind of square career to fall back on after nobody want to have you rub all over them and shit, you know? Like, once it's all fallen. To me, though, I feel like strippers are an important part of society. Like, they're good people. They're good. I mean, most of them are pretty honest, you know? Honest for hookers, you know? Like, and I understand, like, not all strippers are prostitutes, okay? The same way not all plumbers have indoor plumbing, you know? I'm sure there's a few out there that don't have indoor plumbing. We could find them. Probably have to go overseas, but, you know, they exist. And, well, John, speaking of hookers, I heard there's some big news out of the Big Apple when it comes to hoes, skanks, and scallywag. How did that old old one go? You got the story on this?
Yeah. Manhattan's is starting some legislation to where they're gonna stop prosecuting for prostitution.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So like when they'll still arrest prostitutes and stuff like that, but they won't charge them criminally, and they won't like have to pay fines or any of that. They aren't gonna prosecute them. Basically, they might have to pay a fine. I can't remember, but
They're gonna like arrest them, just take them to a holding cell and let them go.
yeah, just OR them or whatever. I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Just
Seems like a big waste of time to arrest them.
yeah, I don't know if they'll still. Let me see. I don't think they're gonna. They might not. They might just do like a ticket just for paperwork, so to keep track of it. I don't know, but
Yeah, it'd be a way of keeping
policy,
tabs on who's working.
They'll decline to prosecute policy.
Well, you said they were gonna prosecute.
I think it might be where like the police will still arrest them, but the DA's office just won't prosecute.
Oh, okay.
So it might not even be legislation. It's just it says it's a new decline. It's just a policy decline to
Okay.
prosecute policy. Yeah,
It's a new policy set forth by the district attorney.
yeah.
But so, and it's saying that they're not going to prosecute prostitutes for participating in solicitation.
Or like non-licensed massage parlors.
Oh, okay. But who are they still planning to charge anybody involved in this situation?
Oh, the customers, they'll still be charged.
Oh,
And
okay.
prosecuted.
That makes sense. So, essentially, prostitution is okay, and it's now policy that if you are engaging in prostitution, you're not going to be held responsible for that breaking of the law. But if you are a John, if you go pay a prostitute, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah.
So they can still have fake hookers out there, lady cops that are
They can
pretending
still
to be.
run stings.
They can still
the Vice team.
They can still participate in that cash grab off of lonely, sad people. But the true victims of the sex work industry, the streetwalkers and the ladies who earn their living on their back, the ladies who work in the world's oldest profession, they're getting a pass, hard pass. But the guys who are paying all their fucking bills and shit, they gonna do some time.
Yeah.
That sounds fair.
Well, it's like, how when like with drug dealing and shit, usually you'll, always prosecute the user and never prosecute the dealer. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're trying to do that too, right?
And in a way,
So if you're like a heroin dealer, the one
Yeah.
providing the heroin, you don't get prosecuted, but the user does.
yeah, you find some junkie in the
You got a 20,
alleyway
you got a
with needle
20 bag
hangers.
on you, you're going to jail. But if you're slanging 20 bags all day long, you're okay. I guess that's how you would equate it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It makes a lot of sense.
I just don't understand why. Just make
it legal.
Yeah.
And fucking regulate that shit. Make them get tested. Make them take drug tests. Make them take STD tests.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the drug tests. I think that prostitutes have every right.
Well, if you want to help them,
to numb the pain of having been a prostitute with whatever substance they choose, as long as they're using clean needles and, it's your body, it's your choice.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to do that, but I'm saying make it like hard to be a prostitute, and then the ones that don't do it the right way, prosecute them.
Yeah, regulate it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, but that's exactly what Warren G would also tell you to do. As we all know, he made some really good songs about being a pimp. My whole thing is like, victims
I thought
cry.
you meant regulate.
Yeah, regulate. Yeah,
That's not about being a pimp.
I know that song's not, but he made a lot of dope ass pimp tunes. You know, in the G-Funk era.
Yeah.
That was back when Snoop was rocking the press perm.
Yeah, he used to do all kinds of shit with his hair.
Yeah,
He
Snoop Dogg
sticks
used
with,
to
pretty much with the braids nowadays, it seems like.
he used to show up like with women on leashes, shit, like full blown. Hey.
Snoop Dogg, had so many different hairstyles. Like that was actually a lot of his videos were just him getting his hair done by chicks. Like,
Imagine
he's
that
just
you're
sitting on the front porch getting twisted up.
keeping
That's half the video.
keeping it fresh, you know.
Yeah. I always liked he wore hockey jerseys too.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's so fucking tall. They're like hockey jerseys are a good big
Football
and
jerseys are like that too.
Yeah, they're a good big and tall look in general. And it'd make him look like he has a little heft to him, skinny little fella. Well, but speaking of...
Made him look like fucking, what's his name? David Byrne from the fucking Talking Heads, what he looked like.
Did you...
Same as it ever was.
Did you finally see David Byrne's American Utopia, directed by Spike Lee? It's fantastic.
No.
Oh, you've got to see it, man. It's an
What's it on?
experience. I think it's on Amazon right now, or maybe it's on Showtime or HBO.
Yeah, I have to check that out.
Dude, it's a
Talking Heads.
hell of a concert. And I mean, Spike killed it, you know, filming this stage performance because it's a theater show. I love a good concert movie. But speaking of rap music, it's time for everybody's favorite segment on the show. This is our latest installment of Aw, He Dead. John,
he did. Well, there's really been a lot of deaths lately, even besides mass shootings, like just famous people dying. Like, you know, they always say it's in threes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had DMX, then Walter Mondale, and then Shock G.
Who the fuck is Walter Mondale? I know I've heard that name.
Former presidential candidate. He was Jimmy Carter's vice president.
Oh, okay.
Same age as Joe Biden.
Oh.
Surprisingly. No, I'm just kidding. But then just recently, Shock G from Digital Underground, a.k.a. Humpty Hump.
Oh, he did.
So it's like kind of like an Oreo week.
It's funny that they say it comes in threes, kind of like the 3-round burst out of an AR-15.
Well, this is kind of like, this was actually 4 because Alma Wahlberg, she died.
Is that Mark Wahlberg's mother?
Yeah. So it's like a double stuffed Oreo.
God damn it.
But, like, I don't know. I like DMX, but I didn't really get into him big.
Oh, I love DMX.
I mean, he definitely had a lot of bangers, but...
I love the barking.
Oh, yeah. I love his style. He had a really good...
he was a Houston rapper, wasn't he?
No, New York.
New York? Oh, okay.
But I never was super into, like, the East Coast guys. It's more Dirty South and
you like Big Pun?
West Coast. Not really.
No, I thought you were a pun dude.
No. I used to say... when people would die, I would say what's up to Big Pun for me. But I didn't. I wasn't like a fan of him. I just thought it was something funny to say. Like, you know, say what's up to Big Pun for me.
Because he's dead.
Because he's dead. He dead. You know, I got all kinds of weird things I say about dead people. But yeah, I always loved Shock G. Like, a lot of people don't know, he was actually started Tupac's career.
Yeah.
As a member of Tupac was a backup singer in Digital Underground. And he was in one of John Candy's few good movies he was in. Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble's a great movie. That's the one where the dude takes his face off and shit. It's creepy. That's one of those. I love that movie because it's funny and kind of gross.
Like Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy. It's
Shock
funny.
G.
But yeah, so they get pulled over. Their limo gets pulled over, and the judge says, Dan Aykroyd, the judge says he'll let him off if they play at his daughter's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Which is John Candy is dressed as a woman because he plays a man and a woman in it. But
yeah, say what's up.
if you haven't seen it,
for me.
check it out. I'm not going to do a movie review, and he was in Tupac's featured on Tupac's first big hit, I Get Around.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, just an icon. Like they really didn't have a lot of hits. They had same song.
Humpty
Humpty
is
Dance.
a mega hit though.
But he was also, a lot of people thought, oh, he's just a character. Like he got this shit obviously from fucking P-Funk.
Yeah.
Like having all the characters like Dr. Funkenstein, Bootzilla, Diaper Man.
It was just the new era.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like, well, I can create another persona and do different shit with my music. Which that's part of like why I like a lot of the West Coast shit, because like sure there was gangster shit too from like L.A., but like a lot of the dudes from the Bay Area were they would talk about gangster shit too, but they also would be like kind of goofy and funny, like E40,
yeah,
people like that. But
very punchline driven.
Like I said, they didn't have a whole lot of hits, but he's got a whole shit ton of features, and he's got a good flow, man. It's my type of shit.
I Get Around was the music video that almost cost Tupac his life because he had sex with like 20 women during that day of filming that video. Canceled. There's no way.
Dude, his dick probably exploded like the dude from 3 Dog Night.
Is that okay to fuck 20 women in one day?
If you do too much fucking, eventually your shit splits.
He had to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
You know?
This dude, Chuck Negron from 3 Dog Night, he was doing so much fucking back in the 70s that, like, you got like a seam almost.
Yeah.
That shit split open.
Oh, fuck. He
burst his dick.
Jesus
Christ. Fucking. Yeah. So, Tupac must have had a double seam.
3 Dog Night?
Yeah. Those motherfuckers were getting bust, bro. It was the 70s.
They fucking... Oh, man. Jeremiah was a bullfrog?
Was a good friend of mine.
Fucking got him sliding off the bar stool?
He wasn't a friend of your dick.
God damn. This guy fucked his dick up. Literally.
Yeah, but I think Gregory Edward Jacobs, that was his real name, but I think he might have even been like Tupac's cousin or something.
Oh, really?
Let's see. But they were, I mean, it's like I said, they were just different. But once like the real like gangster rap era started, they weren't really with that, you know? Like they had fucking synthesizers and shit. They fucking played like they had instruments.
It was a band.
Yeah, it just wasn't the...
Spin the record and...
Once gangster rap hit, if you weren't doing that, it was pretty much over. You know, it's just like when grunge hit and all the fucking hair metal bands were done.
Well, but you can't forget about Miami, because Miami did it their own way, and they never get any... Nobody gives the greatest rap group of all time any lip service. Fucking, of course, I'm speaking of 2 Live Crew. They were like the Motley Crue of rap music. Like, let's just make music for the strip club, you know? And like, they weren't talking about anything gangster. It was all about the party and fucking in the streets and just...
But they were a lot earlier, too. That's what I'm saying. They weren't around when gangster rap hit. They were already kind of done.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, they were late 80s, early 90s. I'm talking about like mid 90s is when it really turned into like all
It was pretty
shit.
much the only, when it had pretty much taken over rap music, which was during
Two Live Crew was always around, but they weren't super popular for very long, maybe 3 or 4 years. They really got screwed just from being censored and shit, and then you get involved in fucking lawsuits and shit. You kind of aren't on top of your rap game anymore.
Yeah.
And like back then, they weren't making the type of money where nowadays they would have had a fucking team of lawyers. You know, they got some.
But like, where is their biopic? You know what I'm saying? You got Mr. Mix, who's far superior.
Well, they had a song too where they
Spin Doctor.
they sampled Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue.
Yeah, they did an album together later in the 90s called Crew Meets Crew, and it's fucking awesome.
But
like that shit should have got Grammys.
It was from a movie, Hanging with the Homeboys. You ever seen that?
No. Who's in it?
John Leguizamo.
Oh, there you go. Definitely the prettiest of the women in
the half wop,
Two
half
Wong Fu.
N-word from Malcolm X.
Oh, what's that guy?
He's in all the Spike Lee movies. Fuck, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
He's in that Frank Lucas, American Gangster movie.
Oh yeah,
Malcolm X. He's the
one where
he's
he's the guy that
he's
gets
the guy
fucked
from,
up with the piano that Denzel fucks up using his piano, right?
No, he's the dude in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, he's the Vietnam connection.
Yeah, and he's the dude that his mother was a stripper and Do the Right Thing.
Oh, okay.
That carried around the pictures and shit.
Yeah, the dude in Do the Right Thing that couldn't really talk all that good, and
like you talk all that well.
Well, at least people. I did say all those words correctly, even though they were in a poorly choiced order.
No, that was a funny ass movie though. Hanging with the Homeboys.
So what was it about? And was that just from the soundtrack?
Yeah.
When they got together for the
Hanging with the Homeboys and with Dr. Feelgood.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Two Live Crew put out that. Oh, Dougie Fresh was in it too. From Cool Runnings. Or Dougie Doug, not Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh was a rapper.
Yeah.
Mario Joyner was the main character.
Yeah.
Hold on, I take it back. The dude from Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X was not in Hanging with the Homeboys. There's a dude it's a Italian dude that looks kind of like him. He said he was half.
Yeah. In the movie Malcolm X, he said that. In real life,
but that's what I'm saying.
We do not know
if he could pass on that. You know, he could. He might look like an Italian dude named Nestor Serrano.
So,
but no, the best line though too is this dude. They're all just partying for a night, whatever. And the main character, Mario Joyner's got a girlfriend. They're all like clowning on him, like he's whipped and all this shit. And he's like, says something. He's like, I bet you drink her bath water. She's so fine. I bet you drink her bath water.
There are chicks that are that fine. That you can just be like, let me get a ladle. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess. And to wrap things up, rest in peace, Shock G.
R.I.P.
Too bad that you weren't in Hanging with the Homeboys. It would have been cooler if you were.
Yeah, it would have been.
And R.I.P. Alma Wahlberg.
Yeah, all she
Condolences to
the Funky Bunch and
and the New Kids
and the Blue Bloods cast as well. The Wahlburgers.
The fetuses that you drink the blood of
to maintain a 9-pack
yeah.
at 60 or 8-pack, whatever the fuck. I don't even really know how do these packs come. I've never had one of any kind.
You got a keg.
Yeah, I mean, you could pour all the packs into a keg, you know.
Yeah, I heard even in this article they said, like, George Clinton, Shock G, was adept at harnessing the funk, personifying it, and making it that animated party. So, like, they just kind of rapped, but did kind of the Parliament Funkadelic skit, you know, like, dress up, make it a show.
Well,
but I was into it. But one of the best songs he was ever on was the "I Got 5 on It" remix.
Oh yeah, you sent me a link to that.
It's just him. It's Loonacy, but they don't do any of the choruses. It's just all flows, and it's the Loonacy do theirs, and then Drew Down, E40, Shock G, Spice One. Just all Bay.
It was a massive cipher on this track.
Huh?
It said it was a massive cipher on this track. It was a lot of heads.
Yeah, we used to listen to that shit all the time.
Well, I see that Candid Camera's back and better than ever. I'll tell you, I kind of want to move to Iraq. It was in Iraq, right? It seems over in...
Yeah, I think Iraq really gets my personality, to be honest.
Heck yeah.
Like, they're
this is how you do it.
Their broadcasting companies are on point.
Basically, if you don't know what's going on in the land of the free and the home of the brave, known as Iraq, you know, the great beacon of democracy in the Middle East that we've all come to know, and some of us Americans have called home for extended periods of time, has a prank show where they kidnap celebrities.
Oh, don't give it all away.
What do you mean? We're telling them about the thing.
Yeah, but let me build it up.
Okay.
Okay. So, first off, everybody thinks that, oh, I know Iraq's just everybody's miserable or whatever. Dude, they got TV. And they've got celebrities.
That's true.
Like,
it's done a lot to combat, having those things has done a lot to combat American misery, has it not?
Yeah, like, you got TV towers, quit your crying. Come on. But so they have a celebrity reality show.
Yeah.
Where they bring in a celebrity and they take the celebrity and they say, you know, we're going to take you to somebody that was displaced by the war, a village, and you're going to see a family that, you know, they've got TV now, even though they're displaced. But so, which I do feel bad for those people. I'm just kidding. But so they take the celebrity, they load them up. They're like, okay, we're going to drive out. We're going to visit this family. You know, you're going to kick a soccer ball around with the kids or do the Indian clubs like the Iron Sheik used to do, you know.
Okay.
Whatever they want to do, just you're going to have fun with this family. So they go, and then, you know, they hit a little border patrol or
a various checkpoint.
Yeah, checkpoint, and you know the people at the checkpoint will start talking a little seriously with the with the people that run the show.
Yeah, like any.
And they're like, you know, it's kind of sketchy around here. We've seen a little bit of ISIS activity. Oh, shit. You know, you better be careful. And they're like, no, we know where we're going. It's a safe village right now. We'll be okay. And so they take them, they go through it, and they're getting shots of the celebrity, and they're like, oh, not really feeling too great because they speak the language and they're hearing what they're saying. So But so they're like, oh, they seem, comfortable enough. So then they get to the village, they meet the family, they're hanging out a little bit. They hear a loud bang, like an explosion.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like a real explosion.
They blow something up.
So and they're like, oh, that's kind of strange. We don't usually hear anything like that around here. It's usually a safe village. They go inside. They're sitting there maybe eating some Ruffles or Doritos or whatever the fuck they eat over there. Probably some shawarma, some kind of pita bread with hummus or something, whatever. So then they're having snacks or whatever. Hear gunshots.
Oh, God.
And they're like, maybe those people at the checkpoint were right, what the fuck's going on? So then the fucking ISIS shows up.
Oh, like in the house?
Come in with guns.
Oh.
Strap suicide vests to the celebrities. Point guns at them. Tell them they're going to be executed. And, they've got guns on all the production staff of the show, all the family members, everybody.
Oh my
and then,
God.
And then the host of the show jumps out from behind the gun and says, "Psych!"
Oh my God.
Hey, famous Iraqi comedian or TV star, you're not going to be executed. We made it up.
You've been punked by ISIS.
No, it's funny.
Oh my God. This is what they do to all of these people, so they literally get them like in the throes of like.
Actually, the headline to this story says, "Smile, you're on jihadi camera."
Jesus.
Outcry in Iraq over prank show that has fake ISIS fighters kidnap celebs, strap suicide vests to them, and tell them they'll be executed.
Oh, man. The vest.
They're tied up, blindfolded.
Oh, my God.
Actress in her 50s passed out from fear.
Oh, my God. Oh, dude. I want to see this show so bad.
They stormed the house with gunfire.
Oh, man.
I might be able to find a video of it. I wish we could show a video,
bro.
but
if you think they're not going to wipe this, they wiped Angry Boys. They're wiping episodes of the Rogan Experience with fucking Red Band on.
Well, I'm on a British website. They're a little freer with their media. Yeah.
This is so fucking funny. Awesome. Well, oh my God.
We can't play it for the audience though.
But yeah, there are clips available of this show where
dude, this chick's fucking balling.
They straight torture these people.
And this vertical striped shirt that she's wearing is not flattering. But these motherfuckers got straight up AKs pointed.
Oh my God.
And they put a vest on her with like
what is going on?
Fake like plastic explosives.
Look, I have a dark sense of humor, but this is Jesus Christ, man. They're going
she
too
passed
far.
out.
Hey,
after she believed she was
how far is too
walking
far?
Through gunfire and explosions.
How far is too far? This is too far.
They got people laying on the ground acting like they got killed.
This takes away all of the good nature of Candid Camera. Like, this is darker than what I believe to be the greatest television show, comedy of all time. Little situation comedy. I like to call it To Catch a Predator.
Dude, this is Iraq.
This is better.
This is the Iraqi Broadcasting Company saying, "Hey, Ashton Kutcher, you got punked.
Yeah.
We do the punking around here."
Yeah. And
soccer player, of course, they get a
chance
soccer
to
player.
punk you. It might mean that you literally wet yourself in fear. Like, I don't.
It's like a charity show. Like they're supposed to be doing like a USO tour, basically for like displaced villagers.
How?
And they end up with a bomb strapped to them.
Jesus. They're thinking they're doing some kind of feel good. Hey,
Like,
I'm doing
why
a
would they
fluff
think
piece.
this lady in her mid-50s that's like 200 pounds, you think she's going to be able to handle this? Like,
Yeah.
they got a soccer player. He's probably going to he's been through some pressure.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. That lady
been in
looks
the
like like anybody's mom.
But
like,
this dude, he's going to make it through. He still might piss his pants, but he's not going to faint. This lady straight fainted. She could have fell and cracked her skull on the ground, dude.
This is too far. It's like...
I don't think it's far enough. I think it probably is pretty hilarious, to be honest, to watch. It's inappropriate.
But do they?
It's inappropriate.
Do they
at the least.
despise celebrity in Iraq? Like, is that the thing? Like, oh,
No.
fucking celebrities.
No, they
fucking
don't
hate
think
them.
there's anything wrong with it because they've grown up in a war-torn country.
So
There's
their
been war
sense
there
of humor
for-
is fucking dark.
Pretty much 30 years, dude.
Yeah, about 30. It's
Well,
been and then of course they were under the regime of
think about
Saddam Hussein,
The first
and,
Desert Storm.
his predecessors before that.
Yeah.
It's like
She's like howling, but then they wake her up after she passes out, and they got a picture of her. She's being told that it was the prank, and actors playing jihadists applaud for her for going through the ordeal. So, like, here, you did good, huh? You passed out on national TV,
oh man,
crying your eyes out.
Congratulations, you are the survivor.
But they're just like shooting guns and fucking blowing shit up.
Using pyrotechnics and like
It's just too many arms left over there from the war.
that's what it is. They've got these guns, they've got the bullets, and you can't shoot over the Atlantic Ocean. So
These motherfuckers got bazookas and fucking crotch rockets in the desert, or dirt bikes.
I really do. You can appreciate that rather than be in ISIS, they just pretend to be to
in
make kind of really awesome videos.
Yeah, but when you
radically
this is a
different
problem.
television.
This is the problem, though, too. Think about it. Some of those dudes, you know, when they were acting like they were ISIS, some of them might have got a little rush and been like, hey, it's kind of fun pointing guns at people and telling them we're going to blow them up or execute them. It's kind of turns me on a little bit.
So you think this might have awakened the demons inside the crew?
Yeah. I mean,
Perhaps that could be one of the negative consequences.
Maybe
of
they
this.
join up for real. You never know.
Well, I certainly hope not. They're too good at making television. We need to get these guys a serious budget and just see what they churn out, because they're willing to go there. You know, straight up. You know, it would have been crazy if they'd have heard about this show at FedEx here in Naptown, because people would have been like, oh, it's probably just a prank show. When this lunatic, former FedEx employee, and I believe you said Brony?
Yeah.
Shot up the motherfucking FedEx here in Indianapolis. Let's try and unpack a little bit of that. This guy used to work at FedEx. I think it was over 6 months ago or something like that. He was let go. And then 6 months later, he comes back and shoots up the place, kills himself, I believe. He wasn't killed by the officers. He took himself out, right, John?
Yeah. Yeah, he killed himself too.
And that's a long time from when you got fired to when you came back. You know what I mean? Like, you would think somebody could let it go in half a year, that they no longer get to work shipping boxes. Like, I understand it's not the easiest thing in the world to get a job. For a lot of people, it's very difficult. You know, I myself, having had literally hundreds of jobs, from lack of employability, of course, I've always been able to find a job. I can get a job. It's like getting jobs is my job, because I'm just not very good at doing a job. It's not my thing. Some people, good workers, even great workers sometimes. Some people, masters of their craft. Other people, just kind of playing a little game called how long is it going to take them to realize I'm not working? You know? But I feel like 6 months, this guy could have got a fresh start at some point in there.
Yeah.
But he just held on to that. And there were a couple. How old was this dude?
I think 19.
Yeah, man.
I guess in March of last year, his mom called the police on him just because she was worried about his behavior. He purchased a gun, whatever.
So his mom dimed him out to the cops a year ago that he had a gun.
Yeah.
And was not a good person to have a gun.
She told the police, he told her he was going to point the shotgun at police officers so they would shoot him. So basically he said he wanted to do
suicide by
cop. But
he's threatening suicide by cop to members of his family a year ago.
Then the police, they looked at his search history and found that he visited white supremacist websites.
Fucking douchebag.
But they're still trying to determine a motive. I guess, 8 people were killed, 4 were Sikh.
Oh, man.
But I don't know. A lot of Sikh people work at that facility, is what I've gathered. So they might have just been fish in a barrel, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know that he necessarily went to white supremacist websites because of Sikhs, or maybe that's the main demographic of non-whites that he came in contact, so he hated them more. I don't know that this if he was saying he wanted to do suicide by cop, he might have just did this because he wanted to die, and he was a loser that thinks he's going to be famous for being like all these mass shootings. It's like the 50th of the year.
Jesus Christ.
Something like that.
Yeah. There's only been like a little over 100 days. You know?
It's the deadliest shooting since the 10 people were killed in the grocery store in Colorado. Yeah, it's the 50th mass shooting, which that's 4 or more people, excluding the shooter.
And it's like, it's still a thing where people are like, let's just let anybody buy a gun, you know? And people are getting really upset about how they're like taking away your ability to buy parts of guns and assemble them yourself. So they're virtually untraceable. Which that sounds like a really good hobby, making your own guns. I'm not going to say that people, hey, it is cooler than model trains. I'll give you that. You know, maybe if Bobby Boclieri had been into making guns instead of trains, he wouldn't got shot in a fucking train store. You know, I understand that it is a cooler hobby than some hobbies. Although without the glue, there isn't really any kind of chemical side effect to it that it would entice you. So I can see why I never got into it. But all I'm saying is they've got these just basic ideas to, you know, kind of make it a little bit more difficult for these things to happen, you know, getting rid of massive banana clips and extended magazines. One of our brothers has a piece that's got a magazine that holds 19 bullets, and that's just the one it comes with. Who needs 19 bullets? I'm like, have you ever practiced shooting it? Are you just the worst shot of all? Like 19 bullets? Are you also trying to do some demolition in your kitchen or bathroom? Are you trying to start a remodel here? What the fuck? 19 bullets is just the standard mag for this gun. Anyway, I don't understand. You could kill a lot of people with a gun that holds 19 bullets. You know, and nobody's talking about taking those away at all. But the little ideas that have been pushed, like maybe an assault rifle banned. Like assault rifles seem to be a problem. I don't know. I don't know if anything will happen. But I know that the body count keeps getting higher, and it came home to our city.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's like I said. They say a motive isn't known, but it's hard to tell if he targeted these Sikhs or if there was just an abundance of them in the place where he happened to pull his stunt. But the victims were 32, 19, 66, 50, 68, 48, 19, 74.
Good Lord.
So just
pretty indiscriminate. Well, mostly young and old people.
well, I mean 32.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it seems random, but it could be the Sikh thing. I don't know. I never had any problem with any Sikhs.
We'll probably never really know because he's fucking dead.
He killed himself.
Yeah.
Say what's up to Big Pun for me.
Well, John, we just want to, I think from the Run It Raise It Poorest podcast, we want to say that we've been thinking a lot about the tragedy here and the tragedies that are going on everywhere. And
yeah, condolences to the families.
Yeah, absolutely. Our hearts go out to you.
And Shock G's family, too.
And Shock G and DMX. I hope DMX is up there with Big Pum right now.
We don't have time for condolences to DMX's family.
Roasting a big boulder of rock.
DMX had a lot of babies.
Oh. So, you know, he lives on in the form of a classroom full of children.
He's got a couple basketball teams.
He's got a couple basketball teams.
They got motherfuckers coming on. They're on the injured reserve. They don't even fit on the bench.
They got a lot of subs.
Yeah.
All the substitutions necessary.
They got 12 in it. and the guys that can't play.
Well, John, before we wrap this up, I want to say a quick shout out to our newest subscriber and fan of the show, Mike downstairs. What's up? Mike, I was talking with his stepdaughter this morning. She asked me a really funny question. She said, "Are you like a big sports fan?" And I was like, I mean, I like sports, sure. Which one in particular? And she goes, "Oh, no, I just was wondering, you see, like every Saturday I hear like a bunch of yelling coming from your apartment. And I was wondering if you were just yelling at the TV or if something was the matter." And I was like, "Well, actually, that's the day me and my brother record our podcast." And she was like, "You have a podcast? I want to be on your podcast. Mike, subscribe to the show. And he's like looking it up, and yeah, we got what's up, fans and neighbors, you know. And shout out to my Uber driver, our second most recent subscriber from last night, old Rude Boy, Mr. Rude. He dropped me off at PT's last night, you know. Don't drink and drive. Uber and get your card declined. So I just want to say we really appreciate everybody out there supporting the show, watching every week, and we see you guys are growing in numbers, and we look forward to keeping putting out good episodes for you. Anything else you want to add, John?
No, it's good.
All right. We'll catch you next week.
Adios.